That's what I keep on saying till I lose my mind. Feel like a man in a series, shine like a moon in the last sky. Can you believe it till the end of your life? Go with some backs into a room. That's enough for satisfaction. Ready to know how to have fun. No need of explanation. What's it worth of nothing? What's it worth of nothing? Surely that doesn't matter. Storyteller. What's it worth of nothing? What's it worth of nothing? Oh no, it doesn't matter. So we will never lose. That I didn't ever be taller. That she loves some another. Just cause you think you know me, don't try to change my mind. Happiness of seeing a newborn. All future back to be dream of. Everything will be judged by our moral life. Don't waste some labels in the hands. Great papers that I need a phone. Don't mind if they make a mistake. Now don't tell them hello. What's the worth of nothing? What's the worth of nothing? Please spread these words forever. Storyteller. What's the worth of nothing? What's the worth of nothing? How can it not matter? The soul we lost one by one. Look around, run around. There's nothing left to smile for. Look around, run around. There's nothing left to cry for. What's the worth of nothing? What's the worth of nothing? Don't ever let it fade out. Storyteller. What's the worth of nothing? What's the worth of nothing? There is no need for sorrow. Great songs will never die.
IronVerse Comics. Said. Be right with the act. IronVerse Comics. Said. Made.
That. Alright, that's working fine. In fact, it's very loud. Oh, the mic's working better than it was last couple times. Yes. The Yakuza track's gonna be loud for a minute. Trying to make sure things are working. Okay, sadly that's too loud and distracting. Love that track though, I would have loved to have finished it. I cleaned a bunch of caches from my browser, so speech chat, most things are erased, right? So speech chat is also reading out the restream stuff, like this. So I gotta figure out how I fixed that before.
Said. Test.
So I gotta figure out how I fix that, so it doesn't do that.
IronVerse Comics.
Said. Because it's gonna say things twice.
Test.
And then I've got the program that auto-posts links, so it'll also read those. So I've got to figure out how I did that. That's just stream. Oh, that's cool. You can set the stream titles from speech chat. Anyway, howdy. Good morning. Just want to make sure everything's working again. That would be swell. User group, baby. That's the one.
Dollar coins. Said. Coyote mug.
Yes, Coyote mug this morning. One of, I think, 3 in existence. Because we didn't obtain the license for this particular rendition of this very cool piece. It's very rare that in fact, I think that's only occurred once. But I understand that particular artist may have been burnt before. So self. Okay, so I want blacklist. Oh, enable speech. Show text message. Show text message is fine, but enable speech. Wait. So I need to add a new user group. We say me quiet. That's what we'll call it. Me quiet. Hopefully this is working. Yeah, see the mic's now actually working how it's supposed to, so it might be peaking out. That's good. I'm glad the mic's working how it's supposed to. Me quiet. So we do this and we do self. And that should. Did that do it? And then I go to, is there another user group? Or is there only the one user group? I only see the one user group. Oh, I probably could have just done it like that, right? So then I go normal users, moderators, subscribers, moderators, subscribers, moderators, subscribers. Just never self. Alright. Let's see. This shouldn't read out.
IronVerse Comics.
Damn it!
Said. Test 2. IronVerse Comics. Said. Test 2.
Is that because it's restream? Oh, I see how this works. Oh, okay. So no, that's disabled. Cast blacklist. Text only. Self. Be quiet. Is it because it's restream? No, because it's posting as me both times. So that. It should be text only. Moderators, subscribers, moderators, subscribers, moderators, subscribers. Maybe if I do the me quiet, but then I go add users, restream.io.
RobKuro85 said, "What's good, guys? What's really good?"
Life is
Dollar
good.
Coins.
Happy to see you.
Said,
Thank you, thank you.
there's a new Death Stranding game. I saw TE trailer yesterday. It's crazy. I'm excited for a game for once.
Killer. No, I'm glad. I did see, I've just seen the woman smoking, right? And I never got far enough in Death Stranding, so I ended up getting the director's cut, right? And so you have to have the original installed and the director's cut to transfer save data. So I didn't do that. I started Death Stranding again, and I got to cremating the mom, and that's as far as I got. Or Madam President, right? I still need to get further in that. It is a cool game. Visually, it's beautiful. The storytelling's so unique. Both visual storytelling and the actual storytelling and premise and all that. And the gameplay is interesting. I haven't gotten far enough to really judge the gameplay, though. Okay, did this work? Give it a second. If it doesn't say anything, we're good. Hey! Alright.
Dollar Coins.
Hey!
Said, 400 more hour to go for you.
That's the thing. Okay, so that's all set back up. Killer, killer, killer. But no, that is good. I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited for any game. I'm gonna say no. That's disappointing. There might be one, but it's certainly not coming to mind. Death Stranding 2, interesting. I would be far more like into it if I had played the first. But I'm glad he's doing a sequel to it because it did really well, and it's a good middle finger to Konami, which needs as many middle fingers as possible at this point. I don't need to install an update for Stream Deck, please. I'm good there. All right, are we all set up? Are we good? Like things aren't as broken as I thought. Surprisingly, the green on the shirt doesn't get taken out, which is kind of cool. I think because it's AI and not green screen. That's nifty. It allows me to wear green. That's good. I still have Steam open. I don't really need Steam open. Oh, voice chat's not
Dollar
on.
Coins.
Voice bot's not on.
Said,
There's voice bot.
you're only excited enough if you're willing to play it on day one.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, there's a game I'm hyped for, but that's like, God, I think it's in October or September this year, and that's Space Marine 2. I am stoked for that. Like, mega hyped. I love the original Warhammer 40k Space Marine game on 360. I put so much time into that game. So that's the one. That's the one I'm waiting for, but that is a long way out. Okay, so that's all good. This should be good. What does auto frame do on this one? Oh, it really wants to be like up in my face. Okay, yeah, no, I don't need auto frame. I like the wider angle. So that's all good. That's all good. I fixed speech chat. Hallelujah. That's good. We're live on everything. That's working. What's good with you, Rob Curro? Also, because yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on. I got the original, I got the work in progress tracks from Laguna Muta's producer that I played on. I'm very impressed by them. Actually made me sound pretty damn good. So that's also cool. I haven't done recording in almost 20 years at this point. If you don't count this kind of recording, but like musical recording. I haven't done that for nearly 20 years. Yeah, no, nearly 10 years. It was in 2015, Cody. You're not that old. Did a lot more recording 20 years ago, but yeah. Yeah, only 10 years. God. Math has never been my strong suit. Usually addition and subtraction I was pretty okay at. Let's check this guy out here. Skip track. Hey, that's working. Cool. I mean, it's not playing the Dreadnought, but that's still fine. Oh no, this one sounds like it's going to build up pretty good. We're good there, we're good there. Oh, this is the track that's used for... Where are you? For this. Yeah. Let's see. It just didn't feel right to play that track without playing this too. Okay, so all that's working. We're good? We're good. Everything's where it should be. I don't need that. Okay. Weird. Okay. Just waiting on that. Cool. Okay, cool. That's also working. That's not working. Oh, because it's not high enough. That would be why. It would work if I turned off this and then did this, right? Yeah, there you go. Okay. It feels like it's been a long time since I streamed, but it's only been about a week. Oh! This is very loud, sorry. This. But skip the track. Oh, I didn't really have a goal today, if you didn't notice. I just wanted to make sure everything's working. I don't think I have anything I specifically need to address or work on this morning. I'm mainly waiting on word back from our wonderful folks who are doing fulfillment over at Wicked Publishing so I can update everybody on when their replacement or international shipments are going out. It's supposed to be this week. They're moving slow. I'm not surprised. We'll see. I guess is the update I can give on that. Frustrating, but true. So I mainly was just checking in saying howdy. I was considering playing some of those work in progress tracks, but sadly it's not my place to do that. So can't do that. I don't remember anything going on. Apparently, there's as always, there's a feud in comics. I don't know about it, so I can't really talk much about that. I haven't really read anything lately, which has been kind of consistent. I did get in my Superhero Power Sucks from Mrs. H, and it's actually really well printed. It looks like a fun read. That's probably the next thing I'm going to try and read. Uber exciting, right? But it's fine. Let me see. Also got an El Crudo 6, I want to say, not too long ago. That's also on the list. In fact, I've got a massive reading pile I need to just get through. Okay. Yeah, really no massive drama on my timeline to even inspire me. Let me go to here and see if there's anything. Bow, bow. I did do a thread on this here. That is not what I clicked on. It's a... Why you do this? Why do when I click on a different thing, it's opening a thing? I'm confused. Twitter, why you be like this? I want this one so I can look. That's so weird. I had to click through 3 things to get into this thread. Boom. Oh, I do need that. Sadly, there's no way to put a hotkey on it, so let me just do that. There we go. We'll just go without it. I did this, where I did kind of a breakdown of the originally not so greatly lettered Jack. And see, not much interaction, but I did want, you know, I like these things. I like doing these kind of threads. Good. I don't think it read that out. Good. Okay, so that's working. Ooh, heartburn. That's fun. It's a gift for leftover pizza for breakfast. Okay, so everything's working, which is nice. Okay. I wish I did have something to chat about. Yeah, I'm kind of blanking today. I mean, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be alive. Starting a longer work week tomorrow. See how that goes, but need the cash. I like my job. It's just tiring. I'm assuming the mic's working okay. I did turn it down a little bit. Hopefully it's not peaking too much and the balance is okay. The music's good for me. I like hearing it, but I never know how I am in relation to it. I just kind of set it up one day and there we go. Ah, here's a cool piece to go with. This is, yeah, I like this artist quite a bit. Very Kojima style anyway, this individual. Lias the Do. No idea who the character is, but it is Death Stranding. And this individual does vary. The artist for Metal Gear Solid, I don't know their name, but does that style very, very, very well. Love the ink work. Just even the character on the smoke, man. So good. So good. So good. There we go. Something with some bounce to it, please. I've already had a cup and a half of coffee and I'm still feeling like I'm gonna fall asleep. Okay. Never really, is there anything worth... That's the problem with the... I didn't want to miss a week, right? But, like, it's the problem with, like, being in such a holding pattern with any of the projects I'm doing. It's just really isn't much to talk about. Did 148 pages of that original script. That's crazy. I haven't written in a long time, too. You know, I mean, I guess it's not massive spoilers if I was to write on stream, because, like, nobody... Very few people watch these. Because that's something I can do. I have how I want to structure issue 5, like, completely built in my head now. And I think I like where it's going. I'm really excited to use it for the future. So yeah, I can do that. So, just feel like it's a little too optimistic at this point still. A little optimism isn't the... short-term memory. Forgot that sentence halfway through it. A lot of Far Cry 5 music. It's good music. Oh, don't get me wrong. Just surprised. Don't have that many tracks on there. Of course, I could throw on a game or something. Oh, that's so frustrating. Spud needs that too? Okay. That's not great. Yeah, this month's gonna be tight for me. Vaccine reminders for my pups. Let's see if I can get into the vet. Really pisses me off that the shelter got rid of medical. Because that was one of the best benefits of working there. To be fair, I could sign up for the vaccine clinic that's coming up. That's probably what I'll do. C'est la vie, such is life. Let's skip that, please. Elevator music. Slightly less elevatory. You know what? I think that's probably what we'll do. Question is what, though? Just want something on in the background. Groovy as shit. I would, but it does not stream well if I remember correctly. I mean, yeah, I guess. Pay too much attention to that one. Oh, I know it's a hyper engaging stream, but I'm gonna have to slow it down and actually do something. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, sure, I guess. It's actually something I want to do. So we'll give this a go. I know I'm going to have to lower the resolution. And we'll just see if we can get it streamable. Alright, Where's the CD Project Red little thingy that the launcher? There it is. Now I haven't played this in a while. Just got an update though. Did update, so we'll see. Then once we're in, I'll have to swap onto Twitch real quick and switch from just chatting. If we can get this to work, we're going to do that first. Skip track. Okay, well that worked right away. That's good. Where is that? Right here. That would be useful. Killer. Uh-oh. See how well it's running? You're running just beautifully. No stutters at all. How about me? Okay, I'm still here. I was just so still I couldn't tell. Yeah. Oh wow, the game's quite loud. Maestro!
Good morning,
Okay.
Nick City! Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a
why is the
solid
controller not on?
30, 10 out of Haywood, thanks to unabated gang wars. One officer
Oh, I
down,
probably turned
so
it
I
off,
guess
didn't
you're
I?
all screwed!
Yep.
Cause the NCPD will not let that go. Got another blackout in
Alright. So what we'll do... Do have frame generation on. Let's go ahead and... Is it under video? Yeah. Go down to 1080p. 1080p. And then we'll run a benchmark. Very curious how it runs while it's streaming. Instead of display capture, let's try game capture. It's usually more reliable. It should be fine. We'll see how this goes. If we can hold, hopefully above 60, I'll be happy. Well, we'll see. With frame generation, it should be alright. Especially since I'm running super resolution too. It's gonna be a little, grainy, but like that's fine. Hell, we might even be able to tweak it up a little higher if it runs well. No, we're averaging 20, averaging 13. Ouch. Which might not be streamable. I mean, I could turn off a lot of the bells and whistles. See if that works. To be fair, super resolution and well, I know super resolution runs better. With a higher resolution. Jeez, that took me a second. Yeah, I guess we're not going to do this. I don't think I could skip it yet either, though. That's the bit, yeah. Alright, we will not do Cyberpunk. That's fine. Surprised. It must be, yeah. Yeah, at best it wasn't even 30. That's crazy. Because, yeah, I do run this actually pretty well. but the streaming is murderfying it. Pretty sure that's a word. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna set you back and then I'm gonna quit. Burp. Alright. That's the one, right? 1440. Yeah. Go away. Bring the metal? Bring the metal? Hey, that still works. That's good. Then I think what we'll end up doing... I don't know, honestly. Should probably go into these with a plan, right? Most of the time, I'm just hopeful that something will inspire me. Usually you guys chatting is what can keep me mobile, but as usual, that's not the case. I'm just glad everything's like up and running. That needed to be fixed anyway. Oh, am I gonna have to do anything for that on Sunday? I don't think so. Oh. Ooh, you guys might have heard that. Knuckle pop. Okay, that's all good. Let me sound like that's crashing before anything loads. Yeah, sure. We'll see if we can find a gain in this. Very unlikely. Let's also see if game capture actually plugs into the sucker. Anyway, good morning. I'm still waking up. I needed, like, the coffee's not warm, but I even with the coffee I had, and I had breakfast. Maybe it's the breakfast I ate that slowed me down, actually, because it wasn't a super healthy breakfast. Can we turn off your music, please? Yeah, I don't care. This is literally a dead game. So we'll see if anybody's playing. It's actually still alive due to Patreon, which is good for them. Because I played this, God, I've been playing this for nearly a decade. I think it said match found. Dope! Alright. Skip track? This is fine. It's just the North Star. Music. We're gonna play the useless cow deck. Apparently. Oh, actually, I got a good hand for useless cow. Alright, cool. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're all dead. All my cows! Oh, that was dumb. My cows! That was actually really, really dumb. Let's do this guy then. Because I had two Calmandos. The Cowmandos are great. That was very dumb of me. I needed those cows. Okay. Well, that's actually really good. I don't think I've played against that before. I'm not playing a Cowmando. Let's go ahead and get my cows back into the deck. 3, huh? Okay, we'll play a Cowmando. Okay, I got my cows back. I got another Cowmando. That's great. Sure. Action-packed gameplay. Oh, shit. Oh, it's gonna start smashing me pretty good. Dos más Cowmandos. And a useless cow. Who's now 10-10. Good, I had to get rid of that guy. Ooh, I don't know why he died, but that's fine. Let's do that, and then we will hold off. Pretty sure I lost this one. I burnt through too many cards already. But we'll see. Oh, shit. Okay, well, likely this guy's dead. Called it. I guess I might as well just... Oh, is he Devour? No, he's Exile. What the fuck is Exile? Exile, if a card is discarded. Okay, that's not a problem. Deadly. Okay, so it'll kill anything it fights. Let's go ahead and swap that out. Ooh, that could have been good. Sure, we'll just go for it. At this point, I think I lost anyway. I did indeed. Let's extirpate that guy, and then we'll throw a "this is fun" deal in there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a lost game. I mean, might as well. Okay, and then we'll draw something. We'll play the useless cow. Perishing children selling. Oh, that's fun. Let's make a deadly useless cow. What did he give me? An escalating stain. Okay, well I didn't have a location. This is going to do 4 damage to me every turn. Got it. Aw. Sure. Let's do this. Ooh, this track's got a groove to it. That's stupid. Alright. Pretty sure she's dead, though. Do I want to really do that? Yeah, I don't. What would I get? Kill oh! All character in target's support zone and command zone. Oh, she's dead then. Easy come, easy go. Oh, for some reason I didn't take damage. Oh no, she did. She's dead. Let's extirpate whoever the fuck this is as long as I can. I can. Yeah, let's play the board. Let's see if she'll get at least some damage in. She's probably dead, but let's see. Oh yeah, she dead. And so is the bunny. This is a stupid match. I don't know how many. Sure. 3 damage! Nice. That was terrible. Okay. Sure. Ooh, oh, coffee. Oh, that's not good. Oh, he's dead. He's playing a removal deck. Oh, sure. Still my heart is blazing. This is a stupid match. It's so stupid. Okay. Oh, another escalating snake. Such a stupid game. I don't need more. Okay, what does this do? If it dies this turn, it raises. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Oh god, a 10-20 and a 12-12. This is... Sure. It doesn't matter. Hopefully he can buff one of these guys, or... Oh yeah, if he enrages this dude and attacks with both of them, it should be game. If he doesn't enrage... Oh, I didn't enrage. This is the dumbest match. Sure. What does this guy do? Nope. What does this guy do? Oh, it's a bunny? Sure, I'll play a bunny. This game. That was the dumbest match of this I may have ever played. With the useless cow, I'm not surprised. Go with that guy, but play. Boom, we'll go to casual. Make sure it's the insects, and we'll try again. I might hook up with the same player again if they're doing the same thing I'm doing. It's actually impressive. Found anybody? Nope, different player. That's cool. Because this game is pretty dead. I usually play it in the evenings, and it can take a very long time to play a match. A little bit more to the music. Cool. What does this guy do? Flying effect when you deploy it. Poison something. Okay. That's useful. One of the world. I can't break. Oh, he's going speed. Alright. Why did my guy... Oh my god, this guy's level. Holy shit. Okay. I'm gonna have to take more damage. I don't know, I think I lost this one already. What can I do? We'll see where this goes. I want him not to swing at me. This is rough. What does this guy do? Card draw. I think it's too late for card draw to really make a difference. Oh, I don't want to go like this, but I have to survive. Okay. Damn it. It's deadly, okay. Actually, go with the Brutal Swarmer then. We'll go ahead and create another Insectoid. Oh, he killed it. That's not good. That was my main way forward. Okay. Oh, ouch. Okay. Yeah, nothing else I can do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm dead next turn. I don't think there's anything I can do at this point. See, it doesn't have to be in the assault zone. That helps. Well, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, that was it. Closer than it could have been, but not great. You know what? Let's go ahead. Here while that's I think it actually is crashing as I was exiting. That's crazy. Oh, I don't want this track. No. Back to what I was listening to. I prefer this greatly. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, let's see if there's anything interesting. Okay. Probably not, but we'll see. Yeah, that's the first bit, huh? Okay. 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 See, this would matter if I would actually keep up with modern comics in terms of modern mainstream. Oh, do I want to go on a rant about that? I might. Let's see. Okay, that's weird. Alright, there's some stuff to check out here. Some of this is old news, but not all of it. God, they are really trying to push this guy, aren't they? Okay. I don't want to talk about this because I haven't read it, so I don't know if it's absolutely terrible. Let me see. Because maybe I will get a hold of it and read it real quick. If it's possible. It just needs to be something relatively new. Let's see. It needs to be by that. Yep. Nope. No, nothing uploaded this. Okay. Oh, good. Cannot read it first. Okay, we'll go in order then. Display screen. I'm just curious if Beta Ray Bill's Thor now. Because they're just saying Thor, yet they use the picture of Beta Ray Bill. Okay, well this has Immortal Thor, and that actually has Thor, so I'm confused. That's a cool Alex Ross cover. Really? Really? So you can't even... Okay. Well, then I'm only going to complain a little bit. Well, I guess we're not going to use CBR. This one's weird to me. Let's milk COVID-19 again. And people are just all about Jim Lee, but God forbid he actually does something for DC. Instead of just kind of sit there. This is what I was going to complain about. I'm just not stoked about this. Let's new Punisher story summary. Let's learn about this guy since I can't do it otherwise. Well, let's see. Explain. There you go. I don't think IGN will paywall me for reading an article, but I don't know. Yep. Oh, this breaks my heart. This is a heartbreaker. So did they kill him off? Joe Garrison. He used Garrison as his... Okay. Castle... I didn't know his last name was Garrison. Oh my god. Okay. Cease the metal. I gotta be serious here. I can't hear that hardcore music while I'm losing my shit over. Go ahead and reimagine the guy, but like use Garrison as his last name. Oh god. Might as well call him, what was it, Francis Bulwark. Really, Joe Garrison? Really? Really? Okay. I didn't even know that was... Okay. let's figure this out. I've not researched this because it broke my heart so much how they treated Frank. Jason Aaron did great with Frank during Max, in my opinion. He killed Frank in a very, very cool way, and it was a good end for Frank in Punisher Max. It seems Marvel had a different plan for Frank, though, with the basic mainstream line that's, a decade or so later. Then that plan was make sure people can't appreciate him anymore and then try and reinvent him. Literally reinvent him. They didn't even try and do a new character. If they're going to call him Joe Garrison. Oh, God. Okay, anyway, let's see. I know David here did a good job with Savage Avengers, as far as I'm aware. I think that's where he really made some good bones. So maybe the series is okay, and he was just dealt a very specific hand that he had to work around. I don't know, but that name is terrible. Okay, I mean they should have just called him the Gravedigger, not the Punisher. But okay, no, we'll keep going. To rival that of Frank Castle. He is Frank. He's just not Frank, so that they can try and wash away some of Frank's less than desirable fans, I guess. Okay. Oh, this deserves a whole specific rant stream in of itself, but let's just go for it. Okay. Also, it's okay. It's the same. It's the same. Oh, except he's blamed for murdering his family instead of actually there during and holding the wife and child while they died. Now they just blew up. Okay, at least that's different. So he goes after the Sokovian. Yeah, this art's kind of loose too. It's fine, but that face is not. It's not great. Lettering's good. The explosion's cool. I like how this artist does inks. It fits the style, right? It's almost almost Charles Schultz like, right? It's a more cartoon strip than comic, which can be really good. It kind of reminds me of the artist on, oh god, it's an Italian name, Mach, something like that. It's the first bit of it on Mazzulli or something. The artist for Batman Year One kind of reminds me of that, which is cool. It's a cool style. Dave Watcher, huh? Cool. He's looking for the Sokovian because, of course, they have to tie it into the MCU somehow. Triple A. Okay. He's literally knockoff Punisher. They okay. And they start calling him that simply because of the armor. Okay, what's the difference? Frank had no qualms about taking on New York supervillains when it came to it. Okay. His shield tech. Yeah, that's... Okay. That's not a major difference. If that's your one difference, it's not a major difference. He had a whole arc where he was taking on the fucking... oh god, what was his name? I think it was maybe called the Hood. Of course, he was red too, which is hilarious. But the guy who resurrects his family to taunt him took over during Dark Reign and took over kind of what the Kingpin's void left. Okay, everybody's Mr. Hyde. No, that's not force feeding his opponent massive dose of immunity. Okay. Is that gonna read? It should reach you, and it didn't. What's up with speech chat? Howdy, Alejandro.
Eliza Bar.
Okay, it's reading
Said.
Twitch.
Ultimate Cody Strummy Stram.
Exactly. So, okay, it's reading Twitch. Let me see. I will get to you, Mr. Alejandro. I hope you've been well as well. I did. It depends which. God, I was out of a job twice. Not recently, but like it was a pattern. So I think it was the first time I was out of a gig. Recently, last year. So yes, I did. I worked at an animal shelter for nearly a year, and then they lost a lot of funding. Basically, it's far more complicated than that, but basically, and then they did layoffs, and then I was out of work again for a few months, and then they called me back in after some other layoffs. Best way to put it. It wasn't actually was a firing in that case, but okay, so it should be user group, and it should be reading. So that's just text. So whitelist. Oh, that's why. That should fix it. It should read your messages out now, Alejandro. Alejandro, excuse me. I am putting the
Alejandro VS.
J in there by mistake.
I thought you said they didn't treat the animals too well, or did I just imagine that?
So I wasn't working at an animal shelter when I said that. I was working at a pet resort, and they got a new owner, and that pet resort ended up not treating. There was a very specific case that was very heartbreaking. But that was a pet resort. So yeah, you were talking about the first time, and yeah, I was out of work for a couple months there, and then I ended up going to the animal shelter, and that was around September 2022, I want to say, and then I worked there till nearly September again. I think it was August of last year, and then they lost some of their funding, and they treat the animals the best they can there, and they still do. At the shelter I'm currently working at. But then they did layoffs, and then I was out again for like 3 months and trying to find something, and then they called me back in. So I'm there again now. But yeah, that was my journey. Both times sucked. I didn't expect to be out of a job as quickly as I was after getting that one, because it took a bit. But yeah, I've been well. I hope you've been well as well, Alejandro. Sorry I keep adding the J. I'm very used to that name in my area. So it's just a reflex. Anyway, I was bitching about this. That's what we were doing. Because I didn't know the origin of Joe Garrison. Okay, let's keep going though. And they say that this is new. Okay, sure. Again, this art's pretty cool. I'm a fan. It's kind of grimy, but the just all of this, and this. Then this is his Punisher origin story.
Said, it's okay grinning squinting face the way you say doesn't sound too Spanish. No offense works out for me though.
Well, that works. That works. Let's see. Again, it's Sokovian, so they have to introduce the MCU into it somehow. Mission still remains. No, Joe has to. No, I want Frank. even their audience is like boom, or like, well, I don't know. Yeah, most folks are like, nah, and like 14% say, yeah, that's fine, we can replace him. Okay, so what did happen to Frank? So again, I was saying I like what Jason Aaron did to Frank back in the Max line when Ennis stepped away from Punisher Max. I think it was a fitting end for Frank, taking a 9mm, couple 9mm from the Kingpin to the chest, killing the Kingpin, walking home and bleeding out on the sidewalk. I think that is perfect, Frank.
But how old are you? I feel like we are close in age.
I'm gonna remain a mystery. No, I'm 30. I'm 31. I'll be 32 in May. But I thought Jason Aaron handled that well. Again, I think Punisher bleeding out from bullet wounds on the sidewalk is exactly how Frank Castle should end, particularly the Max Frank Castle. Like, Jason Aaron did that great. But apparently, he also finished Frank in this era where he became the master of the hand and basically a supervillain in of himself, which all of that's a complete mess. So let's see. I need to call it Servant of the Beast. I don't know who the Beast is. It was that ancient demon. Oh, and so he did become a supervillain. Again, they resurrected Maria. Okay. I mean, it was kind of interesting when the Hood did it during Dark Reign.
Alejandro VS.
But okay, let's keep going.
Said, I love Frank Castle. I just watched The Punisher from Netflix and I fucking loved it, man. I haven't watched season 2 though, so no spoilers please. I'm 28 BTW.
Gotcha. No spoilers. I haven't watched season 2 since it came out. I was impressed with it. I like what they did. It worked very well for the psychological exploration and trying to transplant Frank into a kind of a different feeling to it. It felt very Punisher Max without Ennis's the absurdity that Ennis puts into stuff, which I like that. I thought that was some of what made Frank so charming to me when I first really got into the Punisher. And I like that they took out some of the campy 80s action movie kind of shit that OG Punisher had, which I like. I mean, Mike Baron and Chuck Dixon and all of that. Like, their stuff was fine if you wanted 80s action movie Punisher. He's not my favorite, but like, I love me some 80s action movies. But my Frank will be Ennis Punisher Max Frank, and then Ennis his 12-issue Welcome Back Frank as well, which is as far as he could take things in the mainstream Marvel universe. But anyway, let's see. So he gained the ability to sense sin in the hearts of men. He already had that. And even if he was wrong, he'd still kill him, allowing the hand to become a ruthless force to punish the wicked before they even committed their crimes. Oh, and we went. Oh God, what's the Minority Report? Huh? Okay. My reached his limit when he called upon to murder a child indoctrinated by hate. He renounced his war and tried to flee with Maria. He had multiple times been faced with the fact that Maria could be brought back, and he passed over those. In fact, even when the Hood does it, he knows it's bullshit. But okay, let's shot and subdued her husband after being witness to every act of murder. Okay, I mean, that could be an interesting dynamic, is actually making her like Maria, but she's resurrected by a demon, so like this doesn't really matter. But okay. Dismantle Frank's underground network, safe houses, liquidated assets. Yeah, they do that all the time to Frank. That's he starts from scratch many a times. All he needs is a couple bullets and a handgun, and he can start again. But okay. In fact, all he needs is probably a rather hard shoe, and he could do it. But okay. An attempt to do some good with the castle. What? Oh, so they really tried to make Maria a thing. Okay. He escaped and fled to... he fled to Weird World. Okay. And then he goes Mad Max Thunderdome. It's a Hobbit. I'm not a fan of this art. It's way too soft. Like, it is literally feels like, it looks like fucking velvet for Frank. For a Punisher guy, it's the coloring mainly. The inks are also, it's digital as well. It's super fucking digital. I like it. But okay. How long it'll last. So he's not dead. They didn't kill him off. They just sent him to another dimension and had him give up. Okay. And then they replaced him with Joe Garrison. Francis Castiglione. But that's literally his last name is Garrison. I don't... Marvel's larger effort to change the conversation around the franchise. What's the conversation around the franchise?
Alejandro VS
That they're not leading.
said,
Okay.
does he still kill in this version?
Garrison, yeah. Garrison still kills. As far as I'm aware, he
Eliza
still
Barr
kills. Like right here, he
said,
has Mr. Hyde choke on
I
shit.
like David P. Post's work on Savage Avengers Volume 2, but I'm so not into this.
I heard his work on Savage Avengers was good. Absolutely, I heard that. Again, I have no idea. But just the name, like... When big companies make their own knockoffs, there's just something weird about that to me, and it will always be weird to me. They tried to do a new Venom too, huh? And then it took like no time to bring back Eddie Brock, huh? I have no idea. I'm not a Venom guy. The new series sales figures may be if readers embrace him. Sadly, I don't think they will. I certainly won't. I'm a massive Punisher fan, and when I heard this was happening, it's like, what the fuck?
Barr said, there's been like 20 Venoms though.
Yeah, and
Alejandro VS
and the symbiote makes sense.
Said, I mean Frank, does he kill here?
Frank's not in this. If you're talking about in this, yeah, but he was the master of the hand. He was a supervillain at this point. They turned him into a supervillain who could sense the sin in the hearts of man. Okay. Okay, so here's the real question. Was Hand Punisher as bad as Angel Punisher? Which lasted 4 issues. Yeah. That's the question. And so I have Angel Punisher. I've read Angel Punisher. It was not good. I have a Wolverine crossover with Angel Punisher. It was not good. And I love the Wolverine Punisher dynamic. Is this worse than Hand Punisher? At least Angel Punisher was still frank from the mentality set point. Like, Frank worked alone. And yet they had him running a group of ninjas, which, that's not the first time. I have it up on the wall. What is it called? Assassin's Guild? Assassin's... I think it's Assassin's Guild. It's a big one. So let's do... I have it up on my wall because it's an oversized comic. So he's been put in a similar circumstance where he could lead... Yeah, it's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, this is up on my wall. So this is a similar idea. 88. So this is a similar idea from 1988. Where he takes over a assassin's guild that was doing what he does, of course, killing criminals. But it was their master, right, gets killed. And I forgot how he gets into it, but he sees what they're doing. He doesn't hate them. He doesn't think their murders are any different than his, right? So he helps them. He helps them get footing.
Frank, I will kill all criminals. Also Frank, I will team up with a group of criminals and use knives instead of guns.
The only few times I see, when Frank's put into close quarters combat, he'll use knife, bottle, shoe, beat somebody with the gun, right? Rock, doesn't matter. Combat knife, of course, is for stealth as well. Rambo, right? He did that throughout the 80s plenty. In fact, with the bandana and everything. Especially Jim Lee Punisher. But this is a similar idea, right? But he still walks away from it. Because he doesn't want to work with people. When he was in Vietnam, he led troops on hunts and such, but it wasn't, patrols, right? Hunts, kind of the same. But eventually they promoted him to special forces, and he just went off into the jungle by himself to assassinate Viet Cong. He has been a commander. Hell, Civil War. He ends up joining a team, but he doesn't quite work with them. Right? And eventually he draws his line of, "Oh, we're gonna work with supervillains," and then he kill when Cap's like, "Okay, well maybe we can do a truce." He murders the three of them in cold blood in that room.
Alejandro VS
Like,
said,
it's just not Frank.
they made him a villain?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Of course. To them, he probably represents the evil straight white man. Daredevil and Batman let psychopaths run amok, but he is the villain. PFT.
That's one of them, right? And that's the fun of the Punisher, is you can get that nice bit of catharsis that Batman and Daredevil don't allow, that any other street level superhero or even anti-hero, because Daredevil, I'd argue, is still kind of an anti-hero, that they don't allow, right? You can take the catharsis of that problem is over. There's going to be many more problems, but that one specific one it's done. Whereas all these other guys, oh well, we got them locked up.
Said,
when we want to do them again later.
Batman, if you kill a murderer, the number of murderers in the world remains the same. Frank, I'm not stopping at one.
That's the big one. It's like, yeah, I'm not. That's the bit. His war was eternal, and that's part of the charm of Frank as well, is that he wouldn't give it up until he's dead. Again, Jason Aaron ended him great in Punisher Max, where he bleeds to death on the sidewalk for 9mm, thinking he just needs to rest and wake up the next day and heal. That's literally his final thoughts. It's just like, I just got to get back to the safe house. Just got to rest, heal, get back up. More villains to punish tomorrow, and then he just blacks out. And Nick Fury finds him. At least finds the safe house and burns
Alejandro
everything. Gives him a marine burial and everything. Ah, man, Punisher Max is
Spawn allows
good.
it, LOL. You read it?
I don't read Spawn. I have Spawn. Of course, you collect comics. You end up with a lot of those Image comics, because holy shit, did they print the fuck out of them. But I haven't read much Spawn. I think I've read the Violator miniseries, because it was like less intimidating. And with Spawn, I don't have like early enough issues to really feel like I can start it. But I don't know how consistent it is as well in like arcs or storylines, or if it's a problem with one of the many problems with Western comics, like where do I start and can I start here, and if you just end up with loose issues, is it going to be self-contained enough to enjoy it, or is it you're going to go in not knowing anything and go out knowing even less, because now you're even more confused because you have a bunch of pieces you don't understand now that you didn't even know about. That's one of my things with Spawn. That's why I was a big fan of the Jim Shooter Valiant, because I knew where to start, I knew how everything connected, the art styles were consistent, the tones were consistent. There's a lot I like about that failed bit of Valiant, but I still think the bones of that era of Valiant were just incredible, and really smart, and I'm not surprised it failed, but nonetheless, like, from that era, super like that's my wheelhouse more than Image of that era. But Spawn, I know, is beloved for a reason, and yeah, deserves it. I've watched the HBO Max series, and of course I've seen the film, the goofy one, but yeah, whatever happened to the Jamie Foxx Spawn movie? It never came out. Never like did anything. If that same group loves Spider-Man. Yeah, it's basically because of gun culture, right? That's why they took away the guns, and they were hoping that would be enough. Before that, they gave it to a female writer, right? And I didn't mind her work at all, but they hoped that would be enough to scare off those folks, and that didn't work, and she did good work, at least the first couple issues, which I did read, actually. I forgot her name, and this was still a while back at this point. They were
Eliza
fine.
Barr said, honestly, the HBO cartoon and the movie are better adaptations of Spawn than the Spawn comic is outside of like the first issue or two.
I really like
LUL.
Keith David quite a bit. Or is it David Keith? I always get those mixed up. But like he's an incredible Spawn. Really made me enjoy Spawn. Yeah, I think Knife Ninja Punisher is more disrespectful than Angel Punisher. Like, I would say that for certain. But haven't read this to like quality of storytelling outside of being a Punisher story, right? Like maybe it's okay as like the bones and the dialogue and the notes and the panel flow and all that. I have no idea.
Said. They probably still working on it. So strange. Small IPs keep getting adapted, but not Spawn. It deserves a show, not a film.
Oh, I would think so too. And especially since he's doing the Spawn universe now, which I have no idea how that's been going. I love Todd McFarlane is an incredible designer, right? That's why a lot of his toys are just so cool too. And so the design of Gunslinger Spawn is fun. The design of King Spawn is really cool. I forgot the female Spawn's name, but she's dope, right? Like there are some really cool designs. I don't know if Spawn or the Spawn universe can actually like hold up to that many stories being told in it. Maybe. But it's basically the Ghost Rider universe as far as like what I've read and understand. It's very similar to the Ghost Rider universe. And so I'd rather read Ghost Rider. But that's me. A lot of folks would rather read Spawn by far, right? But Joe Garrison. I almost preferred it before I knew the guy's name. I don't like the design either. That's the other thing, is I don't like Joe Garrison's design.
Aleandro VS said. Spawn is at the height of its success right now, I believe.
Oh, I don't know. 90s Spawn, like, it beat the fuck out of Wildcats, and Wildcats got a cartoon as well. It beat the fuck out of, oh god, what's the other one? There's Youngblood. That's the one I'm thinking of, but Youngblood, Rob Liefeld, and Deadlines, right? And we're talking about Valiant and Deathmate Red, and that deadline. They literally had people showing up at Rob Liefeld's house to get him to finish it.
I hear Persona 5 music.
Yes.
Smiley face.
Yes. I put on music because I don't like Joe Garrison's design. I don't like the skinhead. They made him more of a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. It's a Punisher book, and we have Moon Knight on the cover. Okay.
Rob doesn't own Youngblood anymore or have anything to do with it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think also Rob did get kind of screwed over in many cases. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan of that design, and it's very similar to others. And it's like, it's supposed to be a coincidence that his armor looks like Frank's. I hate that too. Like, Punisher 2099, somebody finds Frank's Word Journal and then takes on the mission. Why couldn't they have just done that again? There's a whole set of storylines in Punisher Max where a bunch of people are inspired by Frank to do crime. Of course, he kills them because they're not good at it. There's one rich white guy who just wants to gentrify things, so he kills criminals because of that. There's a kind of Antifa guy who's killing board members.
90s Spawn was 90s Spawn. Man, LOL, but this is as successful as it's been in a long time, I think.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. Like, to justify the universe, absolutely. No, I'm totally with you. But 90s Spawn, like, nothing matches up. Like, even this artist did everything, make it cool, and they even shadowed his face, so you can kind of imagine it's still Frank.
Eliza Barr
It's supposed to be a fucking coincidence.
Speaking of Ghost Rider, I love that bit in the old FF cartoon where the Fantastic Four and Thor are getting jobbed by Galactus, and here comes Ghost Rider riding his bike and he one-shots Galactus with the penance stare. Woo.
It's not just Ghost Rider, it's fucking Richard Grieco Ghost Rider. So, what, yeah, we'll see. It's not like I'm monetized anyway. But yeah, it's fucking Richard Grieco at the height of 21 Jump Street. That's just an impression. Oh, come on. You don't have the clip? This is Fantastic Four, I guess I gotta put. Maybe that'll do it. But yeah, it's Richard Grieco Ghost Rider. It's great. And the only reason why I know I know who Richard Grieco is because of Night of the Roxbury. But nonetheless... it's 3 minutes. We're not going to go through the full 3 minutes. Okay, there's Thor. Thor gets trounced. And there's Richard Grieco. Because they wanted to spin off this Fantastic Four show into a Ghost Rider show, starring Richard Grieco. And of course, this is Danny Ketch, too, which is cool. Ketch doesn't get enough love. What's his name? Robbie Reyes got significantly more love than Danny Ketch, and the Danny Ketch run of Ghost Rider is great. And when they moved it into Midnight Suns and Blaze, the comic Blaze, where Johnny had gotten rid of Zarathos already, and so he knows, and he kind of showed up in the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, kind of be like, dude, what are you fucking with? And it turns out it's not Zarathos in Danny Ketch's case, which allows Blaze to kind of chill a bit. And then they join the Midnight Suns. The Midnight Suns run, the original Midnight Suns, is so good. It's not, I mean, it's 90s cheese, but it's a really cool concept. And it works pretty well, defeating Lilith and stuff. Anyway, Danny Ketch kind of gotten forgotten, and I think the reimagining of his origin story is so much cooler than Blaze's. Blaze is like, oh, I fucked with devil worship, and I'm paying for it now. And it was actually like a dynamic of, it was a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde dynamic. Danny Ketch, it's less of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde because they slowly come to understanding, right? Which I really like. And it's just like a kid who touched a magical gas cap on a motorcycle. Like that's what I love of comics, right? Like that's great. In a junkyard, he found a magical gas cap. This is great. Anyway, Richard Grieco as Danny Ketch Ghost Rider.
They call me Ghost Rider. I am summoned when innocent blood is shed. And you have shed much innocent blood. Ghost Rider? I thought he was a myth.
Who called them anyway?
It's got a jam in the background.
Become a superhero convention.
It's not, yeah, no, it's not mine.
The agony of those you have slain.
He's not much of a voice actor, but let's keep going. The voice is good, the voice acting's terrible.
Be gone. Galactus has no time for...
This guy did a villain in X-Men the Animated Series, the guy who's playing Galactus here. Oh, who did he play? Wasn't Mr. Sinister.
games.
This is no game. Feel the torment of a billion extinguished souls.
Extinguished souls. He's trying so hard to be hardcore. It's great.
Experience the pain of eternal guilt.
He's trying. He's not good, but he's trying. Okay, anyway, we don't want to watch too much of that, but it is great. But it's fucking Richard Grieco. It's great. Grieco! Yeah, it's... Oh, I love me some Ghost Rider. Which this Frank was basically kind of being. And then later, after the Midnight Suns Blaze run, he ends up with Zarathos again. And this is after the reboot of Ghost Rider that brought me into comics in general, which is The Road to Damnation by, again, Garth Ennis. That reimagining of Blaze, where Blaze is, I think, dead at that point, and so he's in hell, and he's the Ghost Rider again, and look at that. No, it's Mephisto, I think, even in that. It's not Satan. It was Satan in the original Ghost Rider. Like, he made a deal with Satan. Like, they used the term and everything. They weren't afraid. And that was during the time, which makes sense. I think a lot of the Ghost Riders appeal, what they were trying to do with his original run, right, is appeal to the kids that were kind of getting into Black Sabbath and heavy metal.
Per IMDb, the Galactus VA, Tony J, wasn't in the X-Men cartoon, but he voiced Magneto in one of the video games.
Tony J. Let me see what I'm thinking of then. J. So no, I didn't think of him as... So I'm trying to think of who I thought of him as then. If he wasn't in X-Men animated series, was he in the Spider-Man animated series of that time? The Many Voices. I mean, that would probably do it. But this'll work. Oh, he's Khan! Okay. Or not Shere Khan. That's probably what I'm thinking of then. Wouldn't that be? Oh, okay, it would be right here.
Eliza Barr said. He's Baron Mordo in the Spider-Man cartoon.
Oh, that's for one episode, though. But that makes sense. Okay, he was in it, but I wasn't thinking of that either. It's a good episode. Oh no, it's a two-parter, isn't it? Well, it's the Doctor Strange two-parter where Mary J joins a cult as Baron Mordo's cult, right? I think that's probably my first exposure to Doctor Strange as well. He was narrator in Austin Powers. I didn't know that. Oh, but he wasn't credited. Ah, you dicks. I've seen the Rugrats movie, so it must... No, he wasn't Shere Khan in the movie either. He was... maybe there was a TV show. He was... Yeah, Jungle Book 2, he was Shere Khan. So he wasn't Shere Khan in the original either. He's the narrator in Treasure Planet. I mean, I would remember this as well. Recess School's Out. I would remember. He's the narrator for the Disney dub of Nausicaa. Okay, I don't think I've seen the Disney dub. Actually. So, no, that wouldn't be it either. Time Bandits. I didn't see that young enough for me to remember him as that, but I have seen it. That makes sense. He was a Supreme Being. The guy they steal the map from. Beast, maybe? Thumbelina, maybe? But that's also uncredited. Huh! I really remember that voice from something, and it's none of this is triggering that memory. So it could be any of these. I definitely do remember Recess School's Out, but I doubt that's what I remember from. I definitely didn't see that American Tail. I've only seen the first two. And I don't think it's from Spider Shagging, but it might be. It might be. Ah, it's weird. Could have sworn it was something from Marvel still, but nope. All right, that's fine. Richard Grieco, fucking Ghost Rider. That would have been something. At the same time, they were trying to do a Silver Surfer, right? So that's also why they brought in Galactus. Besides it being, Galactus in the Fantastic Four. I know around the same time they wanted to do Silver Surfer and Galactus. And I think, didn't the Silver Surfer actually get produced? I don't remember. But back to this. What?
Eliza Barr said.
It's not really...
I remember a Silver Surfer cartoon.
Okay. Because, yeah, I think it's at the same time. They're like, oh, Silver Surfer does well. And that was supposed to be introduction as well as bringing the Galactus in there. And they, that was riding high on the success of the X-Men cartoon, if I remember right, and the Spider-Man. So they're like, oh, here's Fantastic Four. And Fantastic Four didn't do as well as they thought. And so they're like, okay, well, this isn't doing well. This isn't doing well. Spider-Man animated only lasted like 5 seasons, right? And like X-Men animated was similar. Didn't last as long as the potential could have let it. Did the Sokovians impossible shot through a moving subway? Okay, aversion to harming incidents. Innocence. Joe responds. Okay, so he's supposed to be harder core than Frank. Frank's pretty hardcore. He's bombed many a building. What I was trying to figure out, though. Yeah. So that really is just supposed to be a coincidence. And the media just calls him that. It's not... that's...
Eliza Barr
like, out of all the bits
said,
of this, I don't like...
I'm still mad at Spider-Man 30 years later. LUL because he never got back with Mary Jane. He married her, she turned out to be a clone, she died, and then Peter went off to another universe with Stan Lee.
That he did. I do remember that. because of Madam Web, right? She's having him meet like different versions, trying to give him his superhero heart back. You know, his put his heart back into the job. I like Madam Web in that series quite a bit. The new Madam Web's going to be terrible, just awful.
Said, yeah, exactly.
Frank Castle did not have Micro for very long. Again, that was his 80s action hero bit. And then, like, again, I love what they did to Micro and Punisher Max. That also was a resurrection. It blew his head off. And then they try to use that against him. And he just kills him again because it's fucking Frank Castle. Yeah, I mean, out of all the things I don't like, besides... Okay, so the worst part of this reimagining is the name. I fucking hate that name. I think it is just so derivative and just blatant in-your-face knockoff. This is Arachnid Boy instead of Spider-Man, right? Like, it's bad. This is bad. But this is the other part that I just like... If it really is just a coincidence that his armor looks like that, and so they start... That is just... Out of all the things they're doing wrong, besides the name, that is terrible. That is just the dumbest shit. Could have had Joe Garrison research Frank and get really into him. Bullseye researches Frank and gets really into him in Punisher Max.
Eliza Barr.
And that works out great.
Did you see the Madam Web bit where instead of great power comes great responsibility, they're somehow pushing the inverse, where it's like accept responsibility and get power?
I did not. Honestly, I saw the first trailer for it. I was like, oh, this has nothing to do with my understanding of Madam Web. I don't really care for the designs. The bad guy's another Spider-Man. I'm a Peter Parker Spider-Man fan, quote unquote, but like he's never been my go-to character. I've never been like, yeah, man, Spider-Man's dope. It's like, yeah, it's a cool character. I like what he does here, and here, right? Like that's you know, but having like 4 Spider-Men in the same film that's not being handled as well as either of the Spider-Verse movies has no like interest to me. The Sony stuff barely has an issue. If it wasn't for Tom Hardy, like I would have very, very, very little interest in the Sony verse of the Spider-Verse. Besides, again, Across Spider-Verse, yeah, they've nailed that twice. Venom 1 was good. Venom 2's fine.
There's like 3 Spider-Girls in the movie too. Like, why?
And none of them are Gwen. And like Gwen is the most likable of the Spider-Women. Yeah, I don't know. And of course, they're not going to do classic Spider-Woman either. Or if they are, it's not going to be... I doubt she'll spit acid, let's just say. God, that pisses me off. See, I just wanted... So, where this came from was... what's this art? I wanted to know... What is this? And then I saw the name. I was like, what the fuck? But I wanted to kind of know what they're doing with this. And again, I don't have any problems with David as a creator. As far as I'm aware, it's really he's done quite well coming out of near nowhere and doing Marvel work. The fact that they landed him this very difficult job with probably very strict guidelines on how he's supposed to handle it, like I don't envy that.
Eliza Barr said,
but I hate how it's
been
handled.
Is it really romance if she doesn't spit acid on you to dissolve your weak man flesh in an attempt to murder you post-coitus?
Well, she also got to lay her eggs in you. But yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not Spider-Woman in that case, right? Like how soft this art is. It's really off-putting. It's like they did everything to make it look like 3D models when it's not 3D models. Like the penciler actually did pencil work. The inker maybe did ink work. Maybe that's what it is that the colorist also kind of inked it. And so like everything's so soft.
Eliza Barr
I don't like it.
said, Punisher is soft now. You heard it here.
Apparently Joe Garrison is hardcore. He'll shoot through a subway. Ha! This guy's trying to defend it. They really didn't read The Punisher, did they? I'm sure The Punisher from post Ennis, post Welcome Back Frank. I've got some that's post Welcome Back Frank, don't I?
Said, man, did he mention death cults? Where can I sign up?
Yeah, he did. Apparently, it's because that Punisher logo is it can't be trademarked because it's too close to a skull. So that makes sense why I see it everywhere and see it from some. Yeah, I agree. There are some shitty people who use the Punisher logo. Like, I wouldn't argue with that. Like, some shitty people that I don't agree with in any shape or form. But they also don't understand what the Punisher is. And some of them get, like, some of it, right? It's the defend your family with violence. Like, that is 100% where Frank comes from. His family just became the world. The part they forget, though, is Frank will run into a burning building to pull a child out. And he's usually not taking... In fact, he doesn't take pleasure in any of the killing. It's just what calms him down, right? It scratches an itch. And it's not in a, scratch that itch kind of way. It's more of the psychotic, like, oh, I've done the thing now. There's relief kind of itch. But,
Brett McGowan said, well, I just found out we got the day off from work today, so came by to hang out.
Cool! We're, talking about Joe Garrison. No, I'm going to pull my Punisher run here, so give me a second. Oh, I had metal on this one. Let's go back to the chill tunes, because we're talking about something hardcore, but it's not going to work that way. Then we'll go ahead and turn broadcast off real
Brett
quick.
McGowan said, Frank kills cause it's what he's good at.
Yep. And Joe, again, I was trying to break this. This is what we were doing. Yes, we brought up Angel Punisher too, because it's the other reimagining of Frank that was not great. Just trying to figure out Joe Garrison, because I've tried to be supportive. I'm a Punisher fan. But there's so much about this I just, as a Punisher fan, I don't care about. So,
Brett McGowan
give me a second.
said,
we're going to pull some Frank
when
memories.
written well, he's Marvel's equivalent to Guts.
Oh, absolutely. My God, Punisher Max, brought me into comics. Anyway, well, Ennis brought me into comics in general, but that, like, there was only so much Ennis Ghost Rider. There was so much Ennis Punisher, and I've eaten it up so many times. I fucking love Ennis Punisher. But anyway, be right back. In fact, I'm not going that far. You can probably still hear me. I'm going back here. Hi, Jimmy. Puppy's bed's back here, too. Yeah. Let's see. So I haven't read the Carl Potts Jim Lee Punisher I've got here, but I've read everything else. Yeah? And I mean everything else. So, starting with Circle of Blood, the original Punisher run, which is fine. It's not good. It's fine. Then there's this, the definitive Punisher origin, which they did the new... I hate the new cover, to be honest, because it's not that art. That's the Civil War art that came out. The reprint came out that time. It's pretty much 80s art, because it's an 80s book. It's the reimagining of Punisher, right? Like the origin story, the first origin story. Circle of Blood didn't have an origin story. And this is fucking incredible. In fact, the Punisher Thomas Jane movie takes a lot from this, which is great. That's what they should do. It mixed that with Welcome Back Frank, which I only have in single issues, which are in the pile behind all these books. Yeah. Like, what's the worst? Here's the other. Okay. We'll talk about this. There's two reimaginings of the Punisher, and I think both of them are better than this, and both of them are terrible. Well, not terrible. They're both kind of. The Angel one is terrible. Just like written bad, the idea is not good, all that. This one's fun. So this is fun. It's dumb, but it's fun. I should actually be on here when I was showing that, shouldn't I? Fucking Frankencastle. I have so much fun with this book. It's dumb as shit, but the art is incredible. Whether it's this painterly style that they do for a while, or it's this more... Is it that guy? It could be, and that's why I like it so much. You're not gonna have the artist? Really? Okay, there's the credit. It's fucking JRJR. With Klaus Janson fucking inking. No wonder I love it. This is really JRJR? Yeah! Those faces are very much John Romita Jr.
Brett
Wow.
McGowan said,
Klaus and the colorists do a good job.
Mangaverse Punisher was a chick who was a high school principal IIRC.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of funny. But JRJR does this. Is his name fucking Dawkins? I just can't not think of the hair metal guitarist. But, is that the name? Wolverine's kid? His first kid? Who chops Frank to bits? Then they sew him back together and then revive him with the Bloodstone. Turn him into Frankencastle, where he rides a zombie dragon and assaults a samurai castle, a techno-samurai castle. It's so good. So good. People hate this run, too. I don't know why. It's so good. It's so fucking goofy and the kind of shit I love Frank to have to deal with, because he is the ultimate straight man in terms of comedy, right? He's just the ultimate fucking comedic straight man. Is this Opina? Because this isn't JRJR, is it? What issue is this? Will it even tell me? That's the question. Yes. This is Opina. That's why I love it so much. Punisher 11.
Brett McGowan
Or
said,
Pena. Or Pena.
Punisher 2099 had a real subtle name, Jake Gallows.
I still prefer that better than Joe Garrison. God, all of them suck, though. That sucks. I forgot that was his name. Jake Gallows. Again, though, I prefer Gallows actually found the War Journal and then like, oh, this worked way back when. This is something I can do too. Like, I liked that. Where Joe Garrison, I happen to have body armor that looks like a skull, so the media calls me the Punisher.
Eliza Barr
What the fuck is that?
said, how about Francis Bastion?
Right.
Or Francois Citadel?
Right.
LUL.
Yep. No, that's the bit. I don't. I mean, Jake Gallows, again, like, that's... I like it better. At least it's not just another pseudonym for Castle. God. Well, okay, Garrison is like, oh, it's a military, like... I don't know. Just the name, really. Like, the name and then that concept of, oh, well, it happened to be Skull. It happened to look like a skull. That just, like, what the fuck? Frank had a reason for it. This guy just happened to have body armor. That's like, I don't get it. Frank's like, well, you're more likely to shoot me in the white part, and it's fucking scary. Like, people know they're going to die. It's the last thing they'll see before they die. This guy, oh, I happen to have 2 headlights on my fucking tits. Like, what? I don't get it. My armor happened to have headlights on my tits. Oh, and a pause symbol. It's so I can turn off the sweet beats on my RGB armor. Like, I don't know.
Eliza Barr
I don't get it.
said, "You don't like tight lights?"
Tight lights. Of course I don't. In this context. Gosh. Man. I don't know. I want to give this... Let's see. Did it have writing on it? So let's see.
Eliza Barr said, "Oh, silly voice, that wasn't tight that I wrote."
Yeah.
Brett McGowan said, "How many people remember Frank was initially supposed to be a Spider-Man villain?"
Oh, I certainly do. I have the reprint of his first appearance that they were giving out at movie theaters when you went and saw the Thomas Jane Punisher. And he was still pretty much Frank. He had some more evil eyebrows, right? But like once he figures out Spider-Man isn't what the Daily Bugle was calling him and isn't what the Jackal was trying to convince him, he helps and tries to kill the Jackal, if I remember correctly. And so, of course, Spider-Man stops him, but that, right? And him in the Spider-Man animated series, they loosely did that as well. Where it's like, oh, and he actually captures Spider-Man, but then he figures out Spider-Man's a good guy, and then he helps him out, right? That's fine. This is almost verbatim, and it's a little boy and a little girl too, right? Can you knock off? Can you knock off knocking off your own properties so poorly, so poorly? I don't know, man. I'd take more Frankencastle over this, because this is literally like verbatim how many times it's been adapted from, you know, like the origin, like these lines, this exact sentiment of, oh, you're home now, you can be with us now. Like that's Punisher Max has done it. The Punisher itself and its many mainstream incarnations has done it. It's all the same sentiments. You didn't even change like the dynamic. And then he comes home to an explosion instead of holding, you know, the kids with 45 rounds in their guts while they bleed out in his hand, which is, I hate to say it, some of the charm of Punisher Max comes from that.
Said,
"Oh God,
boost viewers for free-dogehype.com."
Oh, Crypto, the number one thing you've actually succeeded in doing is making the internet just so much more annoying. Like, a handful of people made some money, and now everybody and their grandma thinks they can make money off of it via scams, the pump and dump schemes. And now this tiny Twitch stream has to deal with it.
Said,
"That's fun.
Ducking spam bots."
Agreed. Okay.
Brett McGowan said,
"Because you're a good man, Frank
meant for
Castle.
that to be swear."
It's because you're a good man, Joe Garrison, and I hope one day you see it. This is
Eliza
like...
Barr said, "Schemes and scams Edwin Boy Ed."
Ha! Yep. Uh-huh. He's a knockoff. That they're just placing the name on it. Like Miles Morales barely makes his own bit because he's in his own universe. And he's his own character. This Joe Garrison seems like he's exactly the same fucking character. Except a knockoff. Except cheaper.
Brett McGowan.
Oh, I was really hoping...
Diet Castle.
Yeah, and I was really hoping like this would convince me, because again, I want to be supportive of the Punisher existing, period, because I'm pretty sure they don't want him to exist anymore. And so they've tried many different things to scare off what they called the death cults down here. That's just making me sad. I'll have the good Punisher stories still, but like, still makes me sad. Hell, I even have the bad Punisher stories. That at least were still frank. And again, they did the hand thing before, and like he had that option, and he chose not to lead an Assassin's Guild because he works alone. Even like Micro couldn't stand him, and vice versa. This is a good run too. It's an oversized comic. It's like, it's pretty cool. Again, I have it up on my my wall there. And the art style's super cool. I like this grungy 80s
Brett McGowan
comic look.
said, sad how that John Bernthal Netflix show turned out.
I don't know. I didn't mind it. There's a lot I liked about it, in fact. And it does suck that like it ended right when he kind of became the Punisher and they were going to really introduce some cool stuff. Their version of Microchip was kind of interesting, the cop. Or was... God, I don't remember if it ended with him getting the CD that said Microchip on it, or if that was the bridge to season 2. Either way, I like Bernthal's bit. I think the best season of The Punisher was Daredevil season 2. To be fair, that fucking prison scene where he just annihilates a wing of a prison that was supposed to kill him. Like, that was great. It was very, very Frank Castle Punisher. I fucking loved that. And I don't know how it's going to turn out when they bring back, because I know Echo, which is kind of how they're reintroducing Daredevil, looks very cheap. I don't know. I'm so out now. Like, I'm so out on the MCU. Like, I have nothing left to give it. Sorry, this music's really distracting. In fact, I'm just gonna turn it off. I'm so like, they tried to keep my interest post Endgame, and like, some of it was fine. I think the last one I really watched was Quantumania, and I liked it more than most people do. But even then, it didn't really make me want to watch anything after. And I like Paul Rudd a lot. That was pretty much what carried me through that whole film. And she's good too, the Wasp. She's good. Well, I think the Netflix series were the only ones I had any interest in. Like, I liked Luke Cage. Again, that's another one. A lot of people iffy. I liked Luke Cage. I liked, I liked The Defenders. It wasn't great, but I liked The Defenders. I liked Iron Fist more than most people did. I liked a lot of what Netflix was doing. The Disney stuff, I never had any interest. Falcon Winter Soldier, what was the Scarlet Witch one called? WandaVision, no interest. She-Hulk, no interest. Hell, even the stuff that Fox was doing, I've had very little interest in. Didn't they do like 2 X-Men shows or movies that were kind of not quite X-Men, right? But they were set in that bit. I forgot what they were. One of them kind of was marketed with a horror vibe. Did that even come out? Like, I'm so tuned out now. And like, the Flash completely tuned me out of what DC's doing too. Like, I've started it multiple times and I cannot stand Ezra Miller. I have tried because I would like to see how dirty they did Michael Keaton, because I've got some folks who are like, oh no, it's worth it just to watch for that. I also don't really want to watch more cinematic necromancy.
Brett McGowan said,
that one bugs me.
my artist Victor loved Loki.
Loki, that's the other one. I started Loki. I wasn't very interested in Loki either. I've started a couple of them. Loki was the main one. I was like, I could possibly watch this. And yeah, no, I ended up not being very interested in that either. I liked Thor Love and Thunder more than most folks do. I like Christian Bale in it. I didn't mind Jane Foster at all. The music choice was pretty good again. I liked it more than Ragnarok, which is probably sacrilege, but like, Ragnarok just did so many things that are the opposite of what I think they should have been for Thor. And I get why they did it, because they tried to go heavier with Dark World and it didn't work for Thor, so they fucking went 180 and went completely goofy, and they stole Hulk's chance in a movie by giving him Planet Hulk. It should have fucking been Planet Hulk. They should have just redone all that and made it a Hulk movie. They didn't do that, and they just kind of smushed them together and did both concepts super dirty. They did Anthony Hopkins kind of dirty. They did Hella dirty.
Brett
They
McGowan
did Surtur dirty.
said,
They did Valkyrie
"Love
dirty.
Guardians 3.
I enjoyed Guardians 3. I have some major nitpicks with it that are mainly like philosophical. They really push acceptance of transhumanism in it. Which, yeah, if you were forced into it and experimented on, of course you should be accepted. But like they try to make it super chill. The fact that like in this spiritual realm where he meets the otter girl again, and she kind of tells him to stay and keep living and work with your friends and all that, she's still fucking transhumanist, right? So maybe that's in the back of his mind. He just sees her like that, right? Like there's ways to perceive it. And then they do this thing where their windshields are broken in space and it doesn't
Eliza
matter.
Barr
And then they do
said,
Quill again.
"The only dirty that really made me mad was the way Scourge the Executioner's last stand
Yeah.
was played for a joke when it's one of the most dramatic pages
Yeah.
ever put to pen in Thor comics."
I've never read it. I knew it was a joke though. All of Ragnarok was a joke. And so if you were up for that, great. For me, like, you called it Ragnarok. His entire family's being destroyed to the point that he actually has to fight his family. I don't know. I'm not a big Waititi fan either. But, you know, that's me. But yeah, Guardians 3, like, they did the same thing they did in Guardians 1 again, too. It's like, oh, we'll have a guy almost die in space. And yet, beforehand, their windows are being destroyed, like their ship windows, the windshields, are being completely destroyed by these bug things, right? The evolutionaries, bug creatures. And that doesn't matter. They don't get sucked out, there's no decompression, there's nothing. But later on, I'm supposed to be like, oh no, they're killing Quill again the same way. Loved Cosmo, though. Cosmo was great. Fucking great dog. Very good boy. So I enjoyed Guardians 3, but like some of the nitpicks were rough on me. Particularly the transhumanist agenda that was so strong and evident in it. That was hard for me to get over. But the concepts were good. I liked it much better than 2, and 2's good. So yeah, Guardians 3 was probably the last hurrah for me on that. Like, no, that was good. I enjoyed that. I liked Multiverse of Madness more than my buddy, mainly because of Raimi's directing. I love Sam Raimi for his directing style. Like it's always entertaining and visually interesting, and feels indie, right? A lot of the storyline wasn't great. That wasn't terrible. Shang-Chi, I was fine with. I wasn't a
Brett McGowan
big Shang-Chi fan,
said,
so I have no idea how dirty he
"Kiwi
was
friend
done.
of mine says Waititi's early low-budget stuff he made in New Zealand is way better than everything he's done in Hollywood."
So I know Waititi did not want to work on any of this kind of stuff. He in fact, had spoke about how he just took a paycheck, particularly for Love and Thunder, but I think it was also Ragnarok. He's like, but it's a lot of money, and so I should take care of my kids, if I remember right, is how Waititi phrased it. So yeah, and I could kind of feel that with both films. Ragnarok, the tone of it was completely wrong for me. I don't dislike it. I've seen it multiple times. It's not my thing. But yeah, the MCU has completely lost me, and I was never really drawn into any of the shows. And Miss Marvel, and like I even liked Captain Marvel more than I should have. Honestly, like I was fine with it. I didn't like how they did Nick Fury in terms of like losing his eye and stuff. Like that's, again, turned something serious into a joke because haha, cat monster. But I have no interest in seeing the Marvels either. And like, I'd at least watch them once to see what the state of things are. But like, nah, nah. Um, and again, Aquaman, I have zero interest in. And I have no interest in, is it Abrams or what's his name that's rebooting DC? I get him and Gunn confused. I bet it's Gunn, isn't it? Suicide Squad was fun, or the Suicide Squad, whatever the newest one. That was kind of interesting. I enjoyed that pretty thoroughly. But like the tone of it made sense. Birds of Prey, hell, I enjoyed that more than I should have. But superhero burnout is real, which sucks because I am not burnt out on the IPs or the characters or even older stories I've read before that I enjoyed, right? I'm not burnt out on that. I'm burnt out on the modern depiction and adaptations of them. I will say I like Ragnarok more than Spirit of Vengeance. That fucking movie, right? Like, the visuals were incredible. The storytelling was fucking terrible. But it was some of the coolest fucking depictions of Ghost Rider ever put in cinema. But the storytelling's so bad. And like, the original Ghost Rider is one of my like dirty pleasures. Like, it's fun. Nick Cage in it is fun. Spirit of Vengeance, it's not fun. It's just like, oh, that's a really cool shot. Oh, this sucks. This sucks. This sucks. Oh, that's a really cool shot. This sucks. This sucks. And yeah, never watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. either, but people really liked that. I'm not a Robbie Reyes fan either. For me, the writer, one of the last pop culture bastions of biker culture,
said,
and they're killing that off too.
That first Ghost Rider movie is why the MCU exists.
I could see
Brett
that.
McGowan said, not even joking.
I could see that. I thought maybe it was because of Blade. I know Blade like kept it alive. All three Blades. That's another one. It's guilty. I like Blade Trinity. People fucking hate that movie. I like it. I think it's goofy as fuck.
Said, what up?
Yo, El Crudo, welcome. Chatting Marvel Cinema, I guess, at the moment. We were breaking down new Punisher. Joke. Can't even say it with a straight face. Joe Garrison. Because I really want to give it a chance, and I'm just not on board.
Spider-Man 3. Any love there?
Original Spider-Man 3 or Tom Holland Spider-Man 3? Because Tom Holland Spider-Man 3 with that 70s show guy as Venom, not so much.
Said, what's to hate about Blade?
Exactly. Fucking A. Again, even Blade Trinity, I'm big. I've watched that many times. It's fun.
El Crudo said, castle-size shoes to fill.
He's just a
Brett
knockoff.
McGowan
As far as I can tell, he's just
said,
a knockoff. It's really
Tobey
rough.
Maguire.
If it's a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3, no. Again, Topher Grace. I remembered his name. Yeah. They threw too many villains. A lot of the designs aren't that good. He is not an intimidating Venom. What's his name? Is Sandman's always good. He did a great Sandman. In fact, throughout that, he's in Spider-Man 2 as well, right? Or is it just Spider-Man 3? He's great. He's a fucking great casting choice, and they wrote him really well. I like that Sandman. The Raimi-verse Sandman is killer. Amazing Spider-Man 1's really good too. Like, I really like that. And the sequels, that's one I haven't gotten through. Not that Jamie Foxx is bad, just the concept of Electro is not, like, how they did Electro. I'm not a fan of. And I just couldn't groove with it. At some point I should watch it, just because that might be worth it. Because I like Jamie Foxx Electro in what was it? There's Homecoming, Far From Home, and I don't remember the one that's the multiverse, but that one is incredible. I really enjoyed that one. Jokers. Like, even there, again, these two panels, like,
Eliza Barr
so many times in
said,
Frank Castle's stories, these
the
exact
Andrew
panels.
Garfield movies were okay. They weren't as bad as I thought they'd be.
Oh, agreed. Agreed, totally. That's just that, and then, like, this. Okay, and here's another take that might be slightly controversial. I fucking can't stand Cosmic Ghost Rider. He's fucking Deadpool. There's nothing else to him. I really tried. Because, like, in concept, Frank
Brad
Castle
McGowan
as the Spirit of Vengeance is
said,
dope.
You ever see that Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie from the 90s?
The only problem I have with it is they don't really use the skull. That's it. Everything else about it is super fun. Even the fact that I think the first time you see him, he's naked, surrounded by candles in a sewer. But as Dolph Lundgren, it's a perfect casting. Perfect fucking casting for Frank. And even the tone. 80s action, it's the Jim Lee style, Mike Baron and Chuck Dixon style Punisher from the 80s. Like, that's great. Like, that is a very valid tone for Punisher. It's really good. It's just like, it could be any action hero because they don't use the symbolism. That's my only issue with it. Everything else, it's fun. I like his bike. In fact, my dad for a long time had that bike. Not from the movie or anything, but the same model Honda. Same model in year. So I've got some connection to that. Yeah, no, it was good. I just wish it used the skull. Punisher Warzone is fucking killer. In fact, I have a Punisher Max that's signed by that actor who sadly passed last year. I want to say it was a year before. But that was great. Stupid fun. Like it's just really stupid. The first scene where he egged
said, how about Punisher Warzone with Ray Stevenson?
That's his name, Ray Stevenson. Yeah, I have a Punisher Max trade paperback signed by him. It's a lot of fun. Just the opening scene where he like spins on the chandelier, right? You can tell like there's a you can see it. There's literally like a handle
NBM
that his legs are
already.
on it. Yep, exactly. There's a straight bar that he's spinning around that his knees are on, right? So he can spin around and shoot all of them. And it's just like, why is that there on the chandelier? Super goofy. It's almost as bad as Terminator 2, where you can see Arnold's like he's supposed to have lost an arm, and you can see him kind of hiding it under his coat during a couple scenes when he's fighting the other Terminator in Terminator 2. It's goofy as fuck. It's just one of those like, ha! They thought they could get that past me. It's terrible. That's funny. It's just campy. I love it. But Warzone, I really like the depiction of Jigsaw is a lot of fun. The crazy brother of Jigsaw is a lot of fun, and Ray Stevenson was great. Like, no, that's really good. And they didn't piss around so much on trying to, well, here's the origin again. Here's the origin again. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Dominic West chews the scenery as Jigsaw, but it's great.
Yes, exactly, as Billy the Butcher. Yeah, it's great. And the Thomas Jane one I like too. I don't love that he was FBI instead of like Marines and Army, but like it worked for the storyline. And the fact that like 90% of it is taken from the Garth Ennis's Welcome Back Frank comic run. It's so faithful. And then the best, I wish I could show you guys the whole thing. But if you haven't seen this, you go watch it. I'll put the link in chat. Hell, if you have seen it, watch it again. Give me a second. But if you haven't seen this, you are doing yourself, and you're a Punisher fan. That's the other bit. You are
Brett McGowan
doing yourself
said,
a dirty.
John Travolta is probably the weakest part of the Thomas Jane movie.
Yeah. I wish they did Manucci, and I wish she was mauled by a polar bear. But you know, they did what they could. But yeah, if you haven't seen Dirty Laundry, it's 10 minutes of the best Punisher adaptation put to film. Exactly. It's so good. And it's just Thomas Jane's like, I had another story to tell. And he gets, oh, Hellboy, what's his name? To be kind of the other person to chew the scenery. It's so good. Really do need to watch this if you haven't. Link is in chat. It's so good. Yeah, the Berthal's fine. Like, I don't think Frank has ever had a bad adaptation put to film.
Brett McGowan said.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman.
Thank you. Yes, Ron Perlman. He runs he plays a ex-soldier who runs a liquor store that Frank's talking to during the storyline. Again, it's only 10 minutes, but it's so good. It's so good. Dirty laundry is because it's what's happening when he's doing his laundry. He finds a pimp and then it goes how you expect with Frank. Yeah, I don't think there's been a bad adaptation of the Punisher. I love hell, even animated series wise or animated movie wise. Let me go. I have these on my thing, so let me that'll help me find them. Because I think I have every piece of Punisher media in one form or another. That's really? I don't have that. I didn't even have that open over here. Really? How about open here? Yeah, it's open here. Cool. Browse. Then I need to go search, and I just type in Punisher. And then there's one that's not called Iron Man.
Brett McGowan.
Yeah.
Said.
That's the one I was thinking of.
They got Thomas Jane for the video game tie-in IIRC.
Oh, it's so good. I have a playthrough on that on the channel where I did the mod that removes all the censorship that was put into the American version, which wasn't as much as the German version. The German version is I feel so bad for them. But it removes the black and white so you can really see the blood when he's shoving drills in people's faces. And that has Manucci in it, which is fun. It was great. Again, I have it's like 7.5 hours. I have a playthrough on the channel if anybody's interested. And it was modded to be as hardcore as it was supposed to be. It's a lot of fun. I had fun doing that. Those sets of live streams back in the day.
Brett McGowan said. Think it plays like Max Payne without the slow MO, but it has brutal interrogations and executions.
Yep. Here. Go to my playlists. In fact, we can actually look at that stuff because it's my own fudging content. But yeah, Avengers Confidential, which is one of the anime adaptations, which is Black Widow and Punisher. That one's great. Iron Man Rise of the Technivore. Frank shows up for a little bit, and his appearance is fucking great. Yeah. No, even the animated stuff that they did with Frank was pretty cool. Over here, and then playlists, and then the Punisher. Yeah, the first stream. Oh, it's probably more than that. The first stream's 3 hours. 3. Yeah, it's like 10 hours. I did it in 4 parts. Way back in the day, man.
Howdy, folks.
You sound so young 4 years ago.
Frank in Technovore is voiced by Norman Reedus.
Oh, I didn't know that. Didn't even think about that. That makes sense. But it's some good stuff. This was one of my favorite Xbox games back in the day. And yeah, it was definitely a Max Payne kind of ripoff.
Oh yeah, video games. You gotta be able to progress somehow.
That's a good
All
time.
Frank Castle stories. It's always the best ones. They
Well,
make you really hate the guy, so they can do some
Yes.
really evil shit to him.
Yep. Yep.
These are just random crackheads.
Brett
They feel
McGowan
so great murdering.
said.
them.
Here's a fun idea for a what if. Brett
You gotta do what you
McGowan
gotta do.
said. Frank and Max Payne in a bar together.
Never played Max Payne 3, so I don't know how Max kind of ended. Am I gonna execute this guy?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, give me a reason.
Yeah, he needed to give me a reason. But yeah, you end up fighting Jigsaw in an Iron Man suit at the end. Old stream setup. Good stuff. Yeah, here you go. But yeah, full playthrough. If anybody's interested, it's fun. Oh, the mic does cut off towards the end here. So I actually don't finish it quiet. Oh, that's funny. Enjoy the ending without my complaining about how tedious Jigsaw's boss fight is. It is really tedious. Because you got to play around with bombs. The only way to, like,
Brett
bombs
McDowell
he drops. It's the only way to
said,
kill him.
Max ended up taking a job as a bodyguard in Brazil and basically doing a rip-off of that Denzel Washington movie Man on Fire.
Oh, okay, I can see that. But yeah, I had a great time playing that. It's one of the first like full playthroughs I've done because I had so much fun. This one also totally worth it. I enjoyed the shit out of X-Men Origins. It would give me headaches though, if I remember right, so I had to stop. It was motion sickness. Yeah. Oh, I did this during COVID, huh? Okay, that makes sense. Usually about an hour and a half a piece. By this time, I had the actual Wolverine outfit, huh? This is another good one. Had no right to be as good as it was. It's the game I will be comparing anything that Insomniac does to. But anyway, yeah, that's Frank. Not Joe Gears. Eventually, I'll be able to say that without internally laughing. Joe Garrison. What kind of name is Joe Garrison? And then they had Frank go into another dimension and do a Mad Max Thunderdome where he walks off with a bunch of kids. Like, okay. And still having the hand symbol on his chest. So that's the other thing. It's like he didn't even go back to his normal Frank Castle symbol. He went to the shitty... It looks like a Wolverine skull with, like, elephant tusks. I don't... Again, I don't really like this art either. Mainly because of the colorist, and maybe the inker as well, but I feel like it might be the same person. It might even be the same artist all the way through from pencils up. But if that's the case, I don't like their style. Too bad. It happens. Only time will tell. So what was the other article? Oh no, I just wanted the origins. So the other articles were locked behind paywalls because CBR sucks. We'll see how far we can get. Major spoilers for Punisher number 3. Defeated Fearmaster. I mean, I guess that's not... Oh, it is Jigsaw. It's like, oh, at least you're trying to make it look like Jigsaw. It is Jigsaw. Okay. Oh, and it's not even the original Jigsaw either. Okay, Yep, the hood. So I was right. I did remember that. Okay, they did end up finally killing him. During like Civil War, he falls in love with Frank, like obsessively in love with Frank, and it is just some wild shit. Jigsaw does, and I thought that was hilarious.
Brett McGowan said, "It's like this comic is designed to repel people."
I think that might be what they're doing. Specifically old Punisher fans, because we're all problematic. I really think that's what they were doing. Especially that's why he doesn't use bullet-based weapons either. It's got to be pretend stuff. Former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent was a shockingly similar backstory to his predecessor. Literally the two panels I showed from... Was it this article or another article? I closed it. Good. From another article I was showing, like, I've seen them at least 4 times in Frank Castle Punisher comics, where it's Maria instead of whoever Joe Garrison's girl is, telling him, "Oh, we're glad you're back home, honey. Now you can be with us instead of there." To step in and take up the mantle. He doesn't do that as far as I'm aware. Again, it said, oh, he just happened to have armor that looks like a skull, so we're going to call him the Punisher. That's how it's been presented to me. If it's not that, great. It should be a lot better. But as far as I can tell, that's what it is. Yeah, so... Again, this interior art's still better than that end of Frank Castle going into, like, right off to the sunset art. I think, what is it, issue 4 now? Which one are they marketing? This one's like January 24th, so I'm guessing Punisher 4 is out now. Oh wait, no, January? I think Punisher 4 is coming out then. Yeah, so Punisher 3 is new. Punisher number 4 release. I mean, he's only had 3 issues, Mr. Joe Garrison, so maybe it's not as bad. It's probably as bad. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, it's just like, oh, new Jigsaw. Okay. They brought back Bushwhacker. Okay. Bushwhacker's in that Punisher game, by the way. The mutant whose arm is a gun. Not the most exciting villain, but he can be okay. He's also in Punisher Civil War, if I remember right. The original Civil War one. I'm talking about that as well, not Civil War 2. I guess that's supposed to be Fearmaster, who I don't know. Apparently he's an older villain, so I'm not surprised. Okay, it's not till the end of the month. So they might even still be creating it. No, it's at the printers. At the very least at this point. That's like a question? They're trying to explore this? Really? I think it's the readers that are trying to explore this, not the actual writing. I saw nothing about that. But again, I haven't read these, so maybe. I don't know. Okay. Again, I really want any Punisher to succeed. I don't want them to have an excuse to retcon the entire character, which might be what they're going to do. Well, at least they didn't call it a new origin story. Yeah, here we go. Over the years, Frank Castle has become increasingly problematic, leading Marvel to retire the character at the end of his last series. So is that the official statement from Marvel? Or is that just CBR being CBR? Joe Garrison. I would have preferred him being called the Gravedigger. I think that could have been a much cooler title. They didn't have to call him Punisher. They could have literally retconned the Punisher, had him walk off into the sunset, and then have another character fill the niche called the Gravedigger, and I would have been all over that comparatively. It wouldn't have had the baggage. Why do they want the baggage? Money, I guess. But, like, you don't want Punisher money. They have the same backstory. Yeah, I think this is a lot CBR being CBR.
Brett McGowan said, "Remember how X-23 was supposed to replace Logan, after he died, and they brought Logan back anyway?"
Yep.
Brett McGowan said, "Albeit years down the line."
Oh, apparently he killed himself too. Ended his own life rather than face up to his crimes. So that's how it was written. I think I remember that, and it pissed me off then too, because that would be admitting defeat, which is the one thing Frank would not do. He would get killed, he would be defeated, but he wouldn't admit he was defeated. And suicide literally is that. Oh my god. You want to talk about problematic, having a soldier kill themselves in a comic. That's super insensitive to veterans. In fact, during the stream, God, I think it's every 2 hours a veteran ends their own life. And yeah, during the stream, somebody shot themselves. And yet that's what they had this Marine do. Okay, anyway. Oh, man, that really does piss me off, come to think of it. Ever did? Not true. Read the Civil War run. He had access to literally Reed Richards level tech.
Carol Danvers replacing Marvel is the only one I think has actually stuck.
Yeah, that's true. But they really wanted that one to stick, though. Miles Morales, they've tried too. That one is sticking, but people still like Peter too much, and Peter's not as problematic as Frank, not even close. So it's really hard to make an argument to replace Pete. Jake Gallows, there you go. Oh, I remember this one too. There was the Lady Punisher. Yeah. Yet had the staying power. They don't have the staying power. I think that was just not proofread. Okay. It's really not that hard to make a mass murderer sympathetic. God, CPR has not read Punisher. I showed you Punisher year 1. The cops do nothing. And so Frank, just like in the Thomas Jane movie, takes matters into his own hands, which then puts him on the run. And that happens pretty quickly. He's not blamed for their deaths, I guess. That's the difference.
Brett McGowan
I don't know.
said, "CBR doesn't read comics in general."
Yeah, that's what I thought. But nonetheless, that's man. I kind of wish I could have remained in ignorance, because I try to be supportive of any writer that's not an asshole, basically. And Papose, out of all the things that he's doing to characters I love, he's not an asshole, as far as I can tell. In fact, he's kind of like, seems to be bottom of the chain at Marvel, and he carries that well enough. And I didn't talk enough about it, but fucking Cosmic Ghost Rider. I might hate that version of Frank Castle more than Joe Garrison. Because Joe Garrison is just Frank Castle. They just put a different coat of paint on him. Cosmic Ghost Rider's Deadpool, but they put a different coat of paint on him. Yeah. Oh, that did frustrate me. Oh, who's this? Okay, that's fine. Probably do another 5 minutes, and then I gotta call it. Get ready for one of my side gigs. Let's see. Now I know this is really hard to find. So let's see if we can find it though. They can do yearly. Maybe that one? Monthly. Somebody's got to be trying. I know the figures aren't going to be accurate because they don't want them to be accurate. I can't find 2023 even. That's funny. Let's see. Let's do sales 2023. There's prices. Well, that might give me an idea. Trying to sell it for $100 at a 9.8. New guy same as the old guy. Yeah, that's a fair title of a review. Yeah. That's MSN. That's why. Okay. Yeah, I know it's hard to find this, but I thought maybe I'd be able to. I just wanted to see how well that sold. Yeah, the price is going down. It's actually worth less than it was sold for. Sold for $6. It's worth maybe $3 now. You can get it for $1. Yeah, it's dollar bin level. Okay. Yeah, they don't report sales, do they, anymore? They probably haven't done that since I started comics, honestly, because it's bad. Comic-Con seems to only do it yearly, which that doesn't help. I just wanted to see how well the #1 sold. If anybody's got any idea how to find any estimated units, that would be killer. Monthly sales, Comic-Con, let me see. Does it go up to 2023? Let's see. Yes. I want November 2023. It doesn't have numbers on this one, though. Really? Maybe, yeah, maybe that just hasn't come out yet. Can I... Yes. It's not even on here? Okay, let's try a different month then. Let's go year end. Oh, and that's just in general. Okay. Here, you guys can see what I'm doing. So, I mean, it came out at the end of November, so would that be the December then? Or are they just not reporting it? Seems they're just not reporting it. Comic-Con. What was it, volume 17 or 13 or something? There's that.
Brett McGowan said,
Comic Roundup.
probably not reporting.
That's my guess.
Brett McGowan said, they want the public knowing how bad it really is. Brett McGowan
Don't, yeah.
said, asterisk don't want.
Yeah, it was out November 8th, so it should have been in the November 8th Comic-Con. That's probably what happened, but... We'll try it one more time. I'm just genuinely curious. Oh, okay. Well, it should be Lunar anyway. Interesting. We can check 2023. Actually, they don't have any 2024, which makes sense. It's just January. But it should be here. Because it was November 8th, yeah. Yeah, and I think it's just Diamond. Yeah, that's why. So it would be through Lunar, but they don't have Lunar on here unless... Maybe I was looking at the wrong one. Punisher #1 was the top series launch. Okay. So I was looking at the wrong thing. So it should be on here. Yeah, there's the Iron Maiden Peace of Mind heart. Yeah. $40? I bet it's 94 pages. That's fucking Iron Maiden for you. Punisher #1. Does not say how many, but it was number 3. Under the Last Ronin hard copy. And whatever Somna is, which I don't know. That's fine. I'll take a virus to figure this out. Does it have a page count? It does not. That's frustrating. Yeah. It's $1 on eBay, guys. Yeah, that's not going to help. So yeah, no, the numbers are hidden. Which is weird because they ranked them. How could you rank... How can you rank them if they're hidden? I don't know. Yeah, oh, okay. And this, they're still going through Diamonds. So this is just Diamonds numbers that they used to rank without putting numbers?
Brett McGowan.
Interesting. Okay, I don't know how that works.
Peace of Mind is 120 pages.
Yeah, for $40. Yeah. It's not as bad as Megadeth's graphic novel, which you had to buy their entire discography to get. That was the only way to get it. So, suffice to say, since I have their entire discography, I wasn't going to buy it again just to get a book I was interested in. Bruce Dickinson, lead vocalist for Iron Maiden, he's really pushing multimedia hard this year in particular. He's doing his first solo album in like well over a decade. He's pushing as like a big event, right? But that's what's happening. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Thank you for the link. Oh, man, I like the cover. God damn it. $40 though for 120 pages. Nah. Oh, and Eliza Barr sent over the Executioner's Last Stand. I'm gonna have to read that. Killing does calm him down. Okay, I haven't checked this for a while. Let's go over here though. Oh, I see. $33. Oh, it's a hardcover.
Brett McGowan.
Still $33.
Says, how much longer can Bruce keep it up before his voice gives out?
Oh, Bruce will be fine. He had throat cancer and he still sounds great. Like he fought throat cancer and beat it. Bruce is gonna be fine. He's a healthy, like he takes care of himself. It's now we're just talking about Megadeth. Now Dave Mustaine, like even when he didn't have throat cancer,
Brett McGowan.
He couldn't really sing.
He's getting up there in years and his voice isn't as strong as it used to be.
It sounds fine to me. I mean, he's doing fine. Bruce is, it's going to go until the wheels fall off. Just, in fact, all of Iron Maiden are, like, they're all quite healthy for rock stars. It is very, very impressive. None of them are going to go, like, full Lemmy, where Lemmy just stopped giving a shit. Not stop giving a shit about singing, but stop giving a shit about his health. And so his vocals completely changed from like literally Motorhead, the first album, to anything, like the second album. He just stopped caring and went really heavy into the meth. Maiden has not had drug problems their entire run. At least certainly not publicized drug problems. Very impressed with Maiden on that level. So I'm assuming Bruce will be alright for quite a time. Peace of mind. No, it looks fun. Peace Valley. But yeah, not $33 fun, which would still be like 35, 36 or so for 120 page. Yeah, no. This was a gift. The cover was destroyed. Arrived damaged. It's awesome. It's Iron Maiden. He's just a big Iron Maiden fan. He's just talking about being an Iron Maiden fan. Nobody's talking about actually what the story is about, which is frustrating. How about 40 years have passed, more than an album, and it just talks about the album Peace of Mind. And Rod Smallwood was also on 32 credits.
Brett McGowan said, Judas Priest though man, think both Glenn Tipton and KK Downing ended packing it in.
Nope. So what happened is, about 10 years ago now, KK left the band. I don't know exactly what it's about, but then he went and formed the band KK's Priest, which involves Tim Ripper Owens, which was the vocalist after Rob Halford left the first time, right after Painkiller, which was the dumbest time to leave. He made some really good solo stuff. Like Rob Halford's solo stuff is great. He had the band 2, which was kind of like new metal, and then he had the band Fight, which was much closer to Priest, but it was still more aggressive, almost more towards Pantera. And in fact, one of his guitarists ended up being the vocalist for the band Damage Plan with Dimebag, right? And Vinnie Paul from Pantera. But anyway, I digress. KK's been out of there for a while, and he formed a band called KK's Priest with Tim Ripper Owens and a couple other hired guns, 3 hired guns, drummer, bassist, guitarist. And half their sets are Judas Priest tunes. And if you know anything about Tim Ripper Owens and Iced Earth, they cannot write lyrics for the life of them. And KK Priest has those same issues. The lyrics are terrible. The musicianship's great, but like you just like the songs are bad because of the lyric composition. They're just dumb lyrics. And so he's been doing that for a long time. Tipton gave himself Parkinson's from the amount of coke he did the entire run of Judas Priest, right? So he can only do a few songs per set, right? And so they still, I'm going to use the term wheel them out here and there. And they're releasing a new album, which apparently Glenn's on the guitars, but they have what's his name? Ricky Faulkner has been playing KK Downing's part in Judas Priest for like over a decade now. Rob can still sing. He just sings like old Rob, so it is different. And he still has really bad live performances. Like he can get really nasally and stuck up, so it's stuffed up. So that does happen, but he can still sing quite well. And the new album, they've released 3 tracks from it, and the lyrical composition also is not very good. But the musicianship beats the fuck out of KK's Priest. Anyway, that's how like petty Judas Priest ended up getting. Was KK Downing left and called his new band KK's Priest and still plays a bunch of Judas Priest tunes. He's basically a Judas Priest cover band, and he was half of the members that founded Judas Priest. It's mind-blowing. Ian Hill's just been sitting there collecting paychecks. Good for Ian. He does not cause any trouble. I like Ian Hill, their bassist, who was the other founder of Judas Priest. But, yeah. So, Glenn did not pack it in. He should. He looks like shit. Parkinson's is really taking its toll, more than even Ozzy's Parkinson's did. But they still wheel him out. And I think one of their producers plays guitar when Glenn can't. But yeah, talking about nursing home bands. Steve Harris, Iron Maiden, he's doing great. He did his first solo work. I call it solo, but it's another band he plays in called British Lion. They're fine. There's one track I really like. It still sounds like Steve Harris. He's the bassist that brought me into music. So like, brought me into playing bass. So I'm happy to hear new Steve Harris stuff. Yannick Gers, he's as spry as ever with all his guitar tricks playing live. Adrian Smith, still an incredible guitarist and backup vocalist and such. Dave Murray, like he's never left Maiden, and he's always been incredible, and he's still a spry, and nothing brings down Nico McBrain. He actually opened up a rib joint in Florida, so that's his side gig, the drummer. So Iron Maiden still, like, again, I'm very impressed with how healthy they are. Paul Di'Anno, the original singer for Iron Maiden, he's trying to release new solo stuff, and they literally have to wheel him out. He's in a wheelchair. And, like, I like Paul Di'Anno. He's on Iron Maiden, and he's on Killers, the first 2 albums, but, like, I was never a massive fan of his stuff. And now it's really, like, it's impressive he goes on a stage like that, but it's also kind of like, how bad do you need the money?
Said, holy crap, Saxon put out a new album this year.
Yes, Saxon did put out a new album. And then, yeah, and Bruce Dixon's going to put out a new album. Paul Di'Anno's putting out a solo album. And Blaze Bayley, the guy who replaced Bruce during the short time that Bruce left, is putting out a new album. And Blaze can still sing. Like, Blaze as a vocalist, I like him. As the Iron Maiden vocalist, again, it was weak. It was weak. But like Blaze's solo stuff is actually like pretty compelling. I put it above Di'Anno's stuff. And Bruce has released 2 tracks from his stuff, and the first one was all right. The second one was not very good. And I like a lot of Bruce Dickinson's solo stuff. Tears of a Dragon, The Tower, something of Aquarius. Like, there's some really good tracks. Afterglow Ragnarok was fine, and then I forgot the second single he released recently. But he's trying to make it as like this big. He's trying to almost turn it into an ARG, right? And it's not doing it for me. It's definitely not doing it for me. But anyway, those are 2 of my favorite fucking bands, and so I know quite a bit. I keep up with them. It's still not like, even KK's Priest is less petty than the new Pantera. That one breaks my heart so much. Like, Vinnie Paul hated Phil Anselmo for how dirty he did Pantera back in the day, to the point like he wouldn't talk to him after Dimebag died, and now Phil Anselmo and Rex Brown have the gall to revive the Pantera name and go play Dimebag and Vinnie Paul's songs. I don't know. And, like, I really like Zakk Wylde. Seems like a chill dude. Great guitar player. Fucking dedicates a song to Dimebag every set. And he's in there. And then you have the drummer for Anthrax playing Vinnie Paul's parts. And, like, I like both of those guys. I don't know. I'm hoping a good amount of money is going to Vinnie Paul and Dimebag's families. But I don't know. And like that one's petty as fuck to me. Like, particularly from Phil's angle. It's I don't like it. If we're talking about metal and weird shit. But you know, that one bugs the fuck out. And I like Rex too. I don't know. I guess he just wanted more money. I guess they all just wanted money. Yeah, but anyway, I can talk about weird metal shit for a while. Like, I just discovered Hell Yeah because I became a Mudvayne fan recently because of how fucking killer Rick Martini is on bass. He is fucking incredible. And the singer from Mudvayne plays in Hell Yeah, which was Vinnie Paul's last band before he died. The vocalist, I forgot his name. So there's a lot of fucking connections there that are just weird to me. Anyway, I gotta call this stream. Thank you all so much for joining me. Some weird stuff. I just want to show you this. How many credits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 author credits on 120 pages. And 12 illustrator credits. What a fucking mess this book has to be. What a fucking mess this has to be. Like, 22 author credits for 120 pages? Alright, I'm going to end it there, but that is insane. That was the problem with the Legacy of the Beast 94 page one too. It's just like the artist and author was changing every fucking issue. 94 pages. So I don't know. I would not pay anything for this at the moment. Let me just say that. And I'm a massive Iron Maiden fan. And a massive comic book fan. Rough. The state of media is rough. Alright. Anyway, thank you folks so much for watching. Catch you next time. Not sure when that'll be. Adios amigos. Vaya con Dios. Oh. Well, I guess I'm going to run a commercial anyway, so it doesn't need music. But anyway, later on, folks, thank you so much.